Hi everybody, welcome to Shell Lectures. So today we will be dealing with, already in the previous video we have talked about the two types of matter. So matter is nothing but anything which occupies space and has mass. It's of two types, pure substances and mixture. And then we learned that the pure substances are made of the similar kinds of particles, and here different types of particles of different chemical nature. And here the example is salt solution or salt plus sugar and all that. In pure substance we have examples like copper, gold, water, glucose and all that. Okay, so let's know what is the major difference between these two categories by learning about them in detail. So first of all, let's know about mixtures. The two types of mixtures, that is homogeneous mixtures and heterogeneous mixtures. Homogeneous and heterogeneous. So the word itself says homogeneous and heterogeneous. So homogeneous is nothing but the constant particles. First let's learn this with an example so that we get a clear idea. That is salt solution. You are taking salt and you are putting it into water. That is a saturated amount of salt you are putting it into water, and then you will be getting a solution. That's known as salt solution. So this kind of solution is a homogeneous solution. And how do we say that? The constant particles completely get dissolved. The constant particles completely get dissolved. The salt solution. In salt solution you can never find salt. Okay, you can never find salt. It will get completely dissolved and the composition becomes completely uniform throughout. Okay, so the constituent particles get completely dissolved and it becomes like one solution, but you added one kind of particle into water. There are actually two components, but it becomes like one. So the composition becomes completely uniform and the constituent particles get dissolved. So the example is salt solution that I have told you. And also air, we can say. Air is also a homogeneous mixture. And in heterogeneous mixture, the constant particles never get dissolved. They don't get dissolved. And the composition is ununiform. That is, it's not uniform throughout. And you can easily see the particles. Both of the component particles you can easily see, visible. The component particles are visible. For example, if you take salt plus sugar, or if you take the pulses with pieces of stone. Pulses with pieces of stone. So you can easily distinguish between the pieces of stone and the pulses. So this is what is known as a heterogeneous mixture. So heterogeneous mixture, the examples are mixture of salt and sugar and then pulses with pieces of stones. So this is heterogeneous. That is, you can't dissolve the two particles. They'll always be visible. Okay, and the composition is also not uniform throughout. Whereas the inverse happens here. The composition is uniform and the constituent particles get dissolved completely. Okay, now how can we separate the components of a mixture? For example, just now I told you an example for heterogeneous mixture as pulses with pieces of stone. So separation of mixtures, separation of components of a mixture. Separation. First thing is hand picking. We can do hand picking. That's nothing but picking with just bare hand, and this is possible with pulses plus stone. This is possible with pulses plus stone. Pulses which are being adulterated or being mixed with some pieces of stone can be separated by hand picking. So this is one kind of separation of particles. And then we have crystallization. Okay, you can turn the other states of matter into crystals so that you regain the components back. And then you have distillation. And then you also have filtration. So can you give one good example for this? Yeah, that's sugar solution. And this is done using filter paper. So these are the four methods by which the components of a mixture can be separated. Separation of components of a mixture. That is hand picking, crystallization, distillation, filtration. Hand picking, crystallization, distillation, filtration. Okay, now we have learned about mixture pretty well. Now let's get into the other kind of matter, that is pure substances. So as I told you earlier, pure substances are those which are made of only one type of constant particles, and the examples which we can say are copper, gold, water, glucose and a lot more. Okay, water, glucose, copper, gold and a lot more. So can these particles be separated? Can you separate water? No, am I right? You can't separate it by physical methods. By physical methods it's impossible. Not only water, I am talking about all the compounds, all the pure substances, they can't be separated by physical methods, but some of them can be separated by chemical methods. I don't mean everything, but some of them can be separated by chemical methods. But with physical methods, it's really impossible. Pure substances, separation with physical methods is purely impossible, but in chemical methods, we can separate substances, okay? For example, if you have glucose, so what's the formula for glucose? C6H12O6. So it's present in a very fixed ratio which doesn't even change. Am I right? It's present in a fixed ratio and you can't even think of separating the components of glucose. Am I right? They are present in a very fixed ratio and also the particles are of the same composition. Particles are of the same composition and they are in a very fixed ratio. So this is what is the case with glucose. Whereas in water also, hydrogen and oxygen can't be separated simply because they are in a fixed ratio and the components are also present in, the particles are also present in same composition. Okay, so now let us know what are the two kinds of pure substances. The two kinds of pure substances are elements and compounds. Elements and compounds. So what are the two kinds of pure substances? Elements and compounds. Elements are nothing but particles which consist of only one type of atoms. Particles which consist of only one type of atoms. No matter how many they are, but it consists of only one type of atoms. Whereas in compounds it consists of two or more types of atoms from different elements. So two or more types of atoms from different elements. That is a compound. And this is an element, this is a compound. Element is made up of only one type of atom and this is made up of two or more types of atoms from different elements. And then we have examples for this like copper, gold. Okay, so elements are still classified into atoms and molecules. Atoms and molecules. So atoms are nothing but, for example, one atom, that is, we can write copper. Copper is an example for an atom, and molecule, hydrogen molecule, oxygen molecule, nitrogen molecule. Even then you can still notice that they are only made up of one constant particle. An oxygen molecule is only made up of two oxygen atoms. So you can put it like hydrogen atom plus another hydrogen atom gives you a hydrogen molecule. Oxygen atom plus another oxygen atom gives you an oxygen molecule. Okay, so this is how the molecules are formed. So atoms and molecules are the two major divisions of elements. So now if we talk about the compounds, two or more types of atoms from different kinds of elements. The very good example is H2O. So there are two kinds of atoms present here, hydrogen and oxygen, which are brought together from different elements. Okay, so water, then you have glucose, and all these are examples for compounds. Okay, so all these are examples for compounds, and as I told you earlier, they can't be separated by physical methods, but this can be done. Sorry, this also can't be done. This can be done with physical methods, but with chemical methods we can do some of the separation. With chemical methods we can separate some of the components of the compounds, but not all. In physical methods it's definitely impossible, okay, but in chemical methods it's possible. And how do you write hydrogen? H2O, there is an oxygen will be here and two hydrogen. This is how H2O looks. And how does carbon dioxide look? Carbon, oxygen, oxygen. Okay, so these all are examples. This is an example for a compound and this is an example for a compound, and we also have ammonia. Okay, so there are a lot of other compounds. They are nothing but they are made up of more than one type of atoms. Here we have nitrogen and hydrogen, carbon and oxygen, hydrogen and oxygen, carbon and oxygen. Okay, so that's why we say that they are compounds. Okay, then very important thing here is H2O. So this is a compound and this is made of atoms of hydrogen and oxygen. Am I right? So the properties of the compound are entirely different from the properties of its constituent particles. So this is the compound which is being made from these two constituent particles. So that compound's property is entirely different from those of the constituent particles. So the constituent particles which make the compound have entirely different properties than the compound. Okay, for example, you can see that hydrogen and oxygen are gases. Am I right? But what about H2O? Water, it's a liquid. And another fascinating fact which tells us more about this point, that properties of constant particles are different from those of the properties of the compound, we can come to know that H2O, hydrogen, when burned, what will it happen? It will give out a pop up sound. And oxygen, it's a very good it's a very good substance which helps in combustion. That is, it supports combustion. I mean, that's heating. Only when some substances react with oxygen, they can heat. So it supports combustion and it produces a pop sound while burning, whereas water is a fire extinguisher. Okay, you can extinguish fire using water. So here this itself says that the properties of the compound is entirely different from the properties of the constant particles. So two examples you can say, one is that their physical states and the other is their ability when their behavior when they get burned. Okay, so that's it for today. In the next video I will be meeting you with physical and chemical properties. That's the third part of this lesson. Still then, stay tuned to all of my videos. Subscribe to my channel if you have not done so far. Like and share this video to whomever you know. Thank you.